Let's bring on Daryl Casey and Walt Leaumont. Is that right? Okay, sorry, Walt. From the Veteran Resource Center. Hey, guys, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So the Veteran Resource Center, tell us what it is.
Well, Veteran Resource Center is a office, basically. It kind of got started, a group of citizens in the city, in the county. They recognized that there was a need for, I guess it all started off, there's a homeless crisis. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. Well, one of the pieces that kind of gets overlooked is veterans in this situation. Mm-hmm. So this started out as a big, bold plan to eventually create a place in Frankfort for permanent housing for homeless veterans. That was the big picture.
Yeah.
Well, the first step of that was creating a place where veterans could come for help. And so that's kind of how the Veteran Resource Center was born.
Okay.
About a month ago, it was a storage room in an auxiliary building at the VFW post.
Yeah.
And now we've got a little office there.
Nice.
Where we veterans come in. We can help them with their claims. We can help them with other things.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the VRC, as we like to call it, the Veteran Resource Center. That's what we do.
I mean, I think there are resources available to veterans, but it's hard, I think, to navigate that stuff sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
Especially if you're not connected or have all the information you need. And so you guys help folks kind of walk through that path, right? So what would be some of the services you offer or help, if people need specifics?
One of the primary things that we do is we help veterans file for VA benefits and VA claims. And it's not just the veterans, but it's also the families, because there are survivor benefits, burial benefits that we help out. And realistically, what we give them is, my personal history. I was an administrative officer in the Kentucky National Guard for 15 years. So I could kind of speak the language.
Sure.
And when it came time for me to retire and to file it, I could speak the language, and it was still confusing to me.
Right.
And what we do is we provide a service of people's, we're not super geniuses. We've just helped a lot of people do it, and we've seen what goes through it. And we can take what can be a rather daunting, confusing, really scary time and kind of smooth it out for veterans.
Yeah.
And what I find that we deal with a lot too right now are veterans who got out years ago that either A, didn't realize that these benefits were available, or worse, they just didn't have the stomach because, let's be honest here, the VA is not the most user-friendly organization, and we kind of help with that.
Yeah. I can imagine, just as like doing taxes, you get kind of scared, like, am I doing this right? Or like, am I going to blow this opportunity that I have to maybe, have these benefits?
And it's nice to have a professional there, somebody who knows what they're doing, that then it makes you feel better and less stressed.
We've been through we've navigated those waters because we've been through them ourselves.
Right.
And so that, one of the things we find, I think we can speak pretty confidently on, is a lot of the folks we deal with are like what I would call the flip phone generation.
Sure.
Right. They don't know how to scan. They don't know what a PDF is.
Sure.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to, because that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
We can do that for you, and it doesn't take a long time for us to do it.
Right.
It's just, we just need you to come in.
Just come in. Yeah. So, are you open already?
Yes. So what we are open, but we're not to the point where we have office hours.
Okay.
We have you can give a call to the service office.
I need help.
And say you need help. One of our service officers will reach out to you,
Okay.
and we'll make an appointment at a time that's convenient for you to come and meet together with us.
Yeah.
So now you're just working on letting folks know that this is available, right?
It's, it's available, and it's at no cost. We don't get paid for this. We don't. We just do it because we've been there,
Yeah.
and people have helped us in the past, and a way for us to kind of pay it back
Sure.
is to pay it forward.
So if folks are watching this, if they want to schedule a time to come in, what's the best way to just give a call?
Yes, sir. The phone number for the office is 502-352-6541.
Okay.
And that will go to a voicemail that all of the service officers can access, and then we will, we talk amongst ourselves, and whoever's got the ability or closest can reach out to that veteran.
Okay. And is it always going to be at the VFW that you'll meet, or were there times when you might meet somewhere else?
I've been doing this since before the center, and we try to make it as convenient as possible. Because, like you said, we've got veterans that are not really technically savvy. As a matter of fact, I had one say, "Could I fax that to you?" But and there are certain things we've got the flexibility to where we can go out and meet, because we want to make it as convenient as possible for the veteran. And if it means coming to our little office in downtown Frankfort, great. If it means that, hey, let's meet at a public library, or let's meet someplace you feel comfortable with.
Right.
I've gone to people's homes before, because that's what works for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then what do you guys, you talked about the bigger plan, right? So what's on the roadmap for this project, and near term, long term?
Right. So the VRC, is the first step of the adventure.
Okay.
The way I look at it, this isn't, my dad says, how do you eat the elephant one bite at a time, right?
Sure,
Well, we're at the trunk. So right now what we're doing is collecting data on how many homeless veterans there are here and in the surrounding area.
Okay.
And let me just make it clear that the Veterans Resource Center, it's not just for Franklin County. This is for anyone, any county, it doesn't, and you don't have to be a member of the VFW. You don't have to be a member of any service organization to come for help.
Okay.
We're not particular. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not in Frankfurt, we can't help you.
Right.
That's by no means what we're here for.
Yeah, you're just a resource.
We're just a tool in the toolbox. Some of the other things that we can offer at the VRC is, when we started this, the intent was to build a web. I don't like spiders. I'm not a spider guy, right? It's not my thing. But the webs they build are beautiful, one, and two, they're structurally amazing, right? And that's what we're doing. We're just building webs. So if a veteran comes in and says, "Hey, I have an issue outside of veteran benefits," I may not be able to help you, but guess what?
Where to go.
I've got a name and a number, and that's really all I need. If I can get a name and a number, man, I can do some work.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why we're also reaching out to to people out, or to organizations or people out in the community that want to partner with us to help us help veterans. We formed a great partnership with the police department with Tricia Hamilton and Shelley Hearn. We formed great partnerships with Access Men's Shelter with Brian there. So we're flowing information and sources both ways. At the end of the day, you just want to help somebody.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's working out really well so far.
That's
So is this kind of service, do a lot of the posts do something like this? Like if somebody were trying to access it somewhere else, some kind of resource, are those?
Yes, ma'am. Most all service organizations have a service officer.
Okay.
I don't know, some of them, a lot of them are just one guy.
Right.
We're very fortunate. We have 5
Nice.
service officers
Okay.
right now.
Yeah.
3 more are going through training this weekend, and by the way, those are 3 female. So we're going to have 3 female veteran service officers, which you don't really see a lot of, but that's going to be a great tool to have in the toolbox because female veterans dealt with a whole lot of different things than I may have or Walt may have while we deployed.
Sure.
And they don't want to talk to us about it, but having that ability to talk to a female about that is really going to be a great asset for our office.
Okay. Well, I just think it's great. again, the service that you guys and all of our veterans have put in. I mean, I just feel like we should offer them every resource they have, you know, now, to make their lives easier, to make their you know, the lives of their families, you know, just more, I don't know, just services more accessible to them, so that they don't have to like search out.
The
and
ability to access that should not be the
exactly,
the difficult part.
And the organizations, you know, there are some great service related organizations out there in the county, in the state, in the community. But if we don't know you're out there, then you don't exist, right?
Sure.
But once we can make that connection, man, we're doing great work with just
be able to direct them to different
right.
resources.
You know, whether it's a homeless veteran or a veteran who suffers from addiction, or a veteran who has a bunch of different things, we can move and move pieces to at the end of the day help somebody who needs help, and it's help that they earned and help that they deserve, not just because they came back and I'm fine. You know, I didn't suffer any. I've got all my fingers on my toes. You know, it's almost like survivor's guilt. It doesn't matter whether you served overseas or not. You're a veteran. You signed the paper. There are services that are available to you just because you signed that paper.
I have a question. Are there any like particular like career training services or to help veterans find jobs or anything like that?
There are several assets out there. The VA does have a program that's called vocational rehab, which you know, does help with job training. And through KDVA, the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, they also have it's like almost like a monster board type thing with jobs that are available. So, and one thing I'd like to add to what Daryl was saying, that, you know, with the service officers in the VRC, one of the things that I think is important to get out there is all of us that are working there are veterans too. We know what you're going through. We understand it. And what I like to tell people is we're a no judgment zone. You know, I'm not going to sit there and categorize, you know, the fact that if you were you know, a Medal of Honor winner that was propping up flags and foreign things, great. If you were a guy that was, or a girl that was pumping gas on this side of, you know, you served a part in this.
Well, sure.
And, you know, we're not going to judge you on your character or service. We're not going to judge you on the issues you have, because there's a stigma that goes with anything that's kind of like mental health. And that's the biggest group that we need to reach out to right now. So we have 22 veterans a day committing suicide. And that's 22 too many. And, you know, there are people that what we feel is, you know, go out there, know that these resources are available, and there are people that can talk that have been through what you've been through, that you know, we're here to help. And we're not expecting anything because you already paid the dues. You already paid for it. We're just here to help you along.
Well, we appreciate the service. You know,
awesome.
Obviously your service to our country, but then also the service to other veterans.
Continued service,
because it's just so it's so needed.
Yeah, you guys definitely found a spot where there was need, right, and trying to fill it. So
the office hasn't been open officially for what, maybe
3 weeks,
3 weeks or so, but we've probably over 30 or close to 30 veterans have come through the door.
Wow. That's great.
For different things, and we've been able to, you know, between the 5 of the service officers there, we've been able to get a lot of help out there.
That's great. That's when you know we're doing good.
Yeah. There's a need. Well, hopefully more folks will learn about it, and you'll be able to help more and more people. And thank you guys so much. And come back and let us know as you do new things, and, you know,
absolutely
anything we can do.
We'll be happy to.
Anything else y'all want to make sure we touch on?
On the VFW side of this, you know, the VFW post down there has been there since 1945. So we are a definite community partner, and one of the things that we've partnered with the Elks Club here in Frankfort, and other, you know, the American Legion and the Sons of the American Revolution, Daughters of the American Revolution, is the Veterans Day Parade. That's coming up. before you know it.
Okay.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
about a month away.
Yep, it'll be
November.
November the 11th.
11th.
Mm-hmm.
Always will always be
Always
on November
November
11th, right?
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
going to move it to
Yeah.
a weekend. Just
Right.
to, it's always going to
Right.
be November 11th. But
Yeah.
the parade will start 10:45 in the morning,
Okay.
and will end at the farmers market pavilion, and that's where we'll have the event, the Veterans Day event, and then
Okay.
lunch afterward provided at the post.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Awesome.
And we're we're very happy to do it. We're very proud to do it.
Yeah.
This is the third annual Veterans Day parade, so
Yeah.
we're growing,
That's
and
great.
as people hear about it, they
It's
want
very
to.
cool.
K-State band, KSU band will be in this one this
Okay.
year.
Okay.
Frankfurt High band will be playing some music for us. The National Guard band will be playing some
Okay.
music for us. So it'll be a
Excellent.
great event. We hope everybody comes out and
Yeah.
enjoys it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in and for all the work you do. And like I said, please stay in touch as more things come up. Be happy to talk to you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.